Hello everyone. Today's session, let's discuss about core concepts of Maven. Yeah, core concepts of Maven are POM. POM means Project Object Model. It is a art of any Maven project. It consists of pom.xml and also pom.xml. It consists of project metadata, dependencies, plugin, and build configuration information. And second, it is Maven coordinates. The Maven coordinates used to uniquely identify a project or a dependency. Here we have the few coordinates. First is group ID. The group ID consists of information about organization or company information. Artifact ID. Artifact ID consists information about your project. And version. And version it have information about your project version. Next, we have dependencies. The dependencies used to include external libraries like JUnit test cases or Spring dependency, etc. The Maven automatically downloads these dependencies from internet. Here, example. Here we have JUnit, right? A JUnit dependencies. You need to install Jupyter. We need to install Jupyter and we need to configure Jupyter version. Next, we have repositories. The repositories it stores and fetches the dependencies information. First, we have three types of repository. Local repository. Local repository path is tilt.m2/repository. And we have central repository. It is a default Maven central repository. From this central repository, it fetches dependencies. It fetches the information about dependencies which required from internet. Remote repository. It is a custom repository like third party repository like Nexus. Next, the plugins. The plugins it will add extra functionality during a build process like compiling Java code, packing to jar/var file, and running testers, checking version, etc. Let me discuss the briefly in our pom.xml in project. And next we have goals. Yes, we have goals. The goals is used by plugins, but for running the task, we have goals like compile, clean, deploy, install, etc. We'll discuss the about brief about goals in next sessions. And here we have three types of repositories. Okay, which we discuss right in repository session. Let's discuss about these repositories briefly. First is local repository. It is located in your machine tilt/.m2/repository. It stores all downloaded dependencies from your remote repositories and also it creates automatically on first Maven run. Let's see in server.m2. It is a hidden directory. see, it have it have about your repository information. It have about your repository information. Okay, that's about local repository. Next, we have central repository. It is maintained by Apache Maven community. It is a default public repository used by Maven. Okay, whenever we are installing external packages, first external plugins, first it will go for a central repository and see it. Just it will check whether the information which we provided for installing plugin it is there or not. If it is there means it is fetches that information from public. It is a default repository used by Maven, central repository. And next we have a remote repository. It is a custom or interface repository like Nexus, Artifacts repository, etc. Which is used to host internal libraries like third-party jars or cache builds, etc. For configuring any repositories, we need to go for a repository session and we need to configure it like repository name and repository URL and repository for authentication. That we see in practicals when we are building the pipelines in Jenkins about this repository configurations. That's about today's session about the components of Maven and the brief about Maven repositories. Thanks for joining.